You know what's one of the most underrated skills in football? Not speed, not strength, not flashy dribbling. It's football IQ, and it might just be the most difficult skill to develop. Most players seriously underestimate how much it can transform their game. Think about it. You've probably seen that one player who doesn't stand out physically, not the fastest, not the strongest, doesn't move like Neymar. And yet, every single time they step onto the pitch, they run the show. Guys like Pedri, Thomas Muller, and Busquets, they're not highlight reel athletes, but their decision-making, positioning, anticipation, different level. And that makes all the difference. So what actually is football IQ? And how do you train it like a pro? That's exactly what we're diving into today. I'm going to walk you through a powerful method that top players use to develop football intelligence step by step, so you can start becoming the player every coach wants on their team. Before we dive deeper into how to train it, we need to understand what football IQ actually is. Because let's be real, a lot of players throw that term around without really understanding it. It's not just about being smart on the pitch. It's about how you process the game. Football IQ is your ability to read situations before they happen, make the right decisions under pressure, adapt to different scenarios in real time, and do it all with speed, clarity, and consistency. Think of it like this. Some players see the game in one frame at a time, like flipping through photos. Players with high football IQ see the game like a live movie, flowing, evolving, connected. They're not just reacting to what's in front of them. They're already 2 steps ahead, predicting what's coming next. Football IQ has several key components. 1. Game awareness. This is your ability to understand where everyone is on the pitch, teammates, opponents, space, pressure. Players like Toni Kroos or Joshua Kimmich are constantly scanning, updating their mental map every few seconds. That awareness lets them make decisions faster. 2. Anticipation. Great players don't just wait to see what happens. They anticipate it. Defenders like Van Dijk or Stones don't need to dive into tackles because they're already in the right place. It's like they're reading the opponent's script before it's even written. 3. Decision-making. Football isn't just about making plays. It's about making the right play at the right time. Do you switch the ball or play short? Press or delay? Take the shot or draw a foul? Players with high football IQ are constantly calculating risk versus reward, and usually they choose right. 4. Tactical understanding. This is about more than just knowing your role. It's knowing how your role fits into the entire system. Can you adapt when your team switches formation? Can you recognize when a teammate is out of position and cover for them? Can you shift your style when the game demands it? That's tactical intelligence. 5. Pattern recognition. Football is chaotic, but also full of repeatable patterns. Once you've played or watched enough, you start recognizing those little cues. The winger shaping to cut in, the striker peeling off the defender, the opponent setting up for a counterattack. And when you spot those patterns early, you give yourself a massive edge. So when we say someone has a high football IQ, what we're really saying is they can see, decide, and act faster and more accurately than everyone else. It's what makes a player look calm under pressure. It's what lets them control the rhythm of the game without needing to sprint constantly or pull off tricks. It's the invisible skill that wins matches. And here's the best part. Football IQ is trainable. It's not just something you're born with. You can sharpen it, develop it, refine it, if you're willing to train your brain as much as your body. And that's what the rest of this video is about. One of the fastest and most underrated ways to improve your football intelligence is simple. Watch full matches. But not passively. Not just enjoy them. You need to study them. This isn't about watching highlight reels or skills compilations. It's about learning how top-level players think in real time. Let's say you're a center back. Start by watching a complete game featuring someone like John Stones, a player who isn't loud or flashy, but controls the tempo, makes incredibly intelligent decisions, and rarely puts a foot wrong. Here's how you do it. Choose a full match. Follow Stones throughout the 90 minutes, even when he doesn't have a ball. Every time he's about to make a move, a pass, a tackle, a shift in positioning, pause the game. Ask yourself, what would I do in this situation? Where would I pass? Would I press or drop back? Would I hold or step? Make a prediction, then resume and watch what he actually does. Was your choice different? Did he make a safer or smarter option? Did he see something you didn't? This kind of active watching helps you train your brain to anticipate scenarios instead of just reacting to them. You start understanding the game at a deeper level. Why did he wait instead of stepping in? Why did he pass sideways instead of forward? Why did he not chase that striker? It's not just about copying Stones. It's about learning how he thinks. And when you start doing this regularly, you'll notice something incredible. Your own decision-making on the pitch becomes sharper, calmer, more efficient. You don't need to be flashy to be elite. In fact, some of the most effective players are the ones who barely make the highlight reels. Let's take a quick look at someone like Sergio Busquets, a player who seems like he's always in the right place, always making the right pass. He's not athletic in the traditional sense, but his positioning, timing, and anticipation made him world-class. Watch how he constantly scans the pitch. Before he even receives the ball, he knows exactly where his options are. He rarely takes more than 2 touches. He doesn't force anything. He guides a game. That's football IQ in action. You can replicate this approach no matter what position you play. The key is to analyze players who excel in your role and to look for the subtleties. How they time their movements, how they position their body before receiving, how they read danger before it happens, how they stay calm under pressure. These aren't physical traits. They're cognitive, and they can be trained. Now that we've talked about observing intelligence, let's talk about how to build it on the pitch. If you want to train your football IQ in real time, there's one format that works better than anything else: small-sided games. Whether it's futsal, 5v5, 6v6, it forces you to make quick decisions under constant pressure with limited space and time. Here's what happens. In those tight environments, your brain is bombarded with rapid situations, overlaps, 1-2s, defensive transitions, tight passing lanes. And the more you play, the more your brain begins to recognize patterns automatically. This is what I call intelligent instinct. It's the blend between instinct and tactical awareness. You're not just reacting anymore, you're predicting. You start to see 2 or 3 moves ahead, and it happens naturally. That's the real secret. The more you expose yourself to these scenarios, the more those decisions become second nature. After enough repetitions, you don't have to consciously think. You just know. Here's where it gets even deeper. When you're consistently putting yourself in those fast-paced, high-decision environments, you start entering flow state. It's that feeling where time slows down, your movements feel effortless, and everything just connects. The best players in the world play in flow state all the time. Not because they're born different, but because they've trained themselves into it. They've hit that sweet spot where their skill level matches the challenge in front of them. It's mentally engaging, physically demanding, but still enjoyable. And that combination rewires your brain for performance. When you're in flow, your subconscious is doing most of the work. You're reading the game, anticipating, solving problems, and it feels effortless. This is where high football IQ is forged. Let's step back for a moment, because everything we've talked about in this video, analyzing matches, training with intention, playing under pressure, recognizing patterns, all of it leads back to one thing: developing your football IQ. And if you take only one thing from this video, let it be this: football IQ is the difference between a good player and a game changer, between talent and trust. See, coaches don't build teams around the flashiest players. They build them around the ones they can count on. That's why every top-level coach values intelligence above all. Not just how fast you are, not just how hard you shoot, but how well you see, understand, and influence the game. The player who knows when to slow things down, who senses danger before it happens, who shows up in the right place, every time, without being told. That's not luck. That's not just vision. That's football IQ. But here's the truth most players won't want to hear. Football IQ isn't developed in isolation drills. It's not something you gain from highlight reels or motivational edits. It's forged in the spaces between the obvious things, in the way you study, in the way you observe, in the way you reflect after every match, every mistake, every moment. It's developed in how deeply you engage with the game, mentally, emotionally, and tactically. Because here's what separates intelligent players. They watch football with a purpose. They play football to understand, not just to perform. And they train to make better decisions, not just better touches. And that's where the transformation happens. When you commit to developing your football IQ, the game actually slows down for you. Not because you're moving slower, but because your mind is moving faster. And the result? You become the kind of player who doesn't just play the game. You orchestrate it. You become the calm in the chaos, the voice in the noise, the one who always seems to be one step ahead, even without the ball. That's who every coach wants. That's who every teammate trusts. That's who wins. So what now? Don't just watch this video and move on. Rewatch your matches. Break them down. Go play small-sided games. Train with purpose. Study players in your position. Journal your decisions. Build the habits that build intelligence. Because the truth is simple. Your brain is your best weapon on the pitch. And most players never train it. But you will. This is your edge. Not everyone will get it. But if you do, you're already playing a different game. Let's go.